Hello and welcome to day 9, I believe it is, of my shiny hunt for 3-segment Dudunsparce. My name's Jason, also known as Dragon11, and I am just quickly putting together the sandwich to get the normal type shiny boost. So I should have time for about 4 sandwiches to get done today. I'm a little late starting, I'm a bit thrown off by the clocks changing. In the UK, we've just entered British summertime, so all our clocks went out by now, so I currently feel like I'm an hour earlier than I was last week, so thrown off a little bit by that. It's also very hot right now, the sun's out in full, and my room is absolutely baking, so I've just had to open my window before starting stream. It is what it is, so hopefully it won't get too hot. Anyway, so I've got the outbreak set up again, as that's been working pretty well, so I doubt it'll be as good as last time, because that was kind of nuts, getting 10 shiny Dunsparce in one stream. So this one actually came a lot quicker than that one, and seems to be reasonably good. So not ideal, as it's more open, so the last one was in a bit of a valley, so that sort of contained the outbreak, but here we've got stuff spawning down below and that as well, so that's a little bit of a problem, but it seems like it does have some potential. We'll just quickly show. While I was setting up, I did actually get one shiny Dunsparce already today, so I'll evolve that with the first batch today, once this first sandwich ends. So we've already got Lechonks popping up, which could be a bit of an issue. But as long as I despawn these quick enough, it shouldn't be too bad. So I've got this tree as a sort of marker for where I kind of want to be centering around. There's some dealing. Really shouldn't check the shinies of those because I've got all of them already. But anyway, yeah, so I've been continuing to do a bit of shiny hunting off stream of other Pokemon. So I've been, that was a very large hitbox. Been continuing to breed for the starters. Got another Sprigatito, so I'm done with that line now. And I've just got Quaxley to do, which is getting a bit annoying because I've done about 3 or 4 batches for just Quaxley now and still not got one. I've actually had a better chance of getting Quaxley than Sprigatito in every batch of sandwiches every batch of eggs that I've done, which is rather annoying that I've got 2 Sprigatito and no Quaxley at all. So it is what it is. But it is like a 1 in 500 chance, and I've probably done about 1,000 eggs so far when I've been doing the starters, and I've already got 4 shinies from it, so I'm probably over odd, probably doing better than odds, so under odds for the one so far, so this one would not be surprised if it then goes over odds for Quaxley, annoyingly, but we'll just have to wait and see with that. Done a little bit of unknown hunting on Legends Arceus again. Managed to get unknown D, so that's another one off the list. So I think I'm down to 9 remaining unknowns I need. I don't like them. So yeah, that's just why it's a bit iffy being in the open like this, because you can quite easily get a bit too close to the edge and have other Pokemon spawn. Anyway, so we got a bit of surprise news in this past week with the Legends ZA trailer that dropped during the Nintendo Direct. So usually they don't cover Pokemon stuff in the regular Nintendo Directs. It's usually Pokemon Directs or just the Pokemon presentations that they... Is it Pokemon Presents? they call them now, whichever it is. But they usually save the Pokemon news for those, so the fact we got a extra ZA trailer is a bit of a surprise, considering we only just got the last one not too long ago. Which is a bit hopeful if they're releasing information about the game this frequently. So I'm hoping the game might be out sooner than we're expecting, maybe, but hard to tell at the moment. So there's still a lot that they're not telling us. So still no more news on other areas, they're just focusing on the city. But they haven't shown us that much about the storyline yet. Which, considering the last trailer ended with them teasing the battle... There's a shiny already. This is not too bad. Yeah, so the first trailer teased the Battle League. What's it called again? The ZA Royale. So the first trailer teased the ZA Royale at the end. This one seemed to focus on... so towards the end it said about the mysteries with Zygarde being shown, so I'm hoping next time we're showing a little bit more on that. I'll get a bit more story reveal next time, and I'm guessing the other areas will tie into the story. If they are, as I think, going to be time travel areas, and we're going to the past and future of Lumiose, I think that will make a lot of sense based on what we've been shown so far. So that's a good start, so that was just over 5 minutes. Youngest as well. But yeah, so the fact, I'm still a bit annoyed that they still haven't shown anything, but I'm hoping they're going to keep this rate of reveals going. I'm still hoping it comes out sooner rather than later, and we're not waiting until Christmas sort of time for it. So they've said sort of late 2025, I think it was, which I think they said late 2025, not holiday 2025, which does give a bit more flexibility, because so if they're just sort of looking like last quarter of 2025, that could mean like October, November, December, and if they haven't said holiday, sort of October sort of time. November isn't uncommon for Pokemon releases, so it could also be November, ready for the holiday season, which is basically the holidays at that point, but I'm hoping for October, maybe pull it forward slightly to September. I'd love August or earlier, but that's probably less likely, but it just sort of depends on how specific they're being with their late 2025 announcement. So we'll have to wait and see for that, but at the rate they're releasing trailers, it does seem like it's sooner rather than later, basically. So keeping up hope for that. But anyway, the ZA Royale, Zeta Royale, ZA Royale, whatever you want to call it. That does look good. That's the sort of ranking up battle system that I was hoping for. The way you battle trainers looks like quite a bit of fun, with how you can sneak up on them and stuff, and sort of brings back the surprise battle element rather than just being sort of like a walkthrough of a sort of gym style battle league that you've had in, I'm thinking like Colosseum and stuff, where you had almost battle tower style things where you just go from one trainer to the next, sort of going through different rooms and stuff, which that's kind of boring, to be honest. But being out in the open, so specifically at night, I think it's an interesting take on it. So quite often night times aren't as interesting as daytimes, because there tends to be, at least in Legends Arceus, I specifically remember, there always seemed to be less Pokemon about at night mainly, or less variety of Pokemon about at night, mainly because it was mostly overtaken by things like Ghastly and Zubat and whatnot. Was it Zubat in the overworld? Drifloon, Murkrow. Nighttime Pokemon. There just didn't seem to be as many about at nighttime. So the variety was not as good. So giving battles at night could be fun. So most Pokemon go to bed at night, so it makes sense. It's a bit odd that trainers will be out battling at night, but whatever. So I'm not. I'm quite frequently out playing Pokemon Go after dark, so it's not that uncommon for me personally. But in general, it seems a bit odd. But maybe it's just because there's less other people about. It's also why I play Pokemon Go at night. Or during lockdown, that was why. But yeah, it'll be interesting to see how that works. It looks a bit fun. One thing I did notice that I don't think I've seen anyone else point out is that the two trainers they showed were called Zack and Yvonne. They showed Zack first and then Yvonne. And as you go through the league, you go from Z to A, and I'm thinking, are they the rank up battles? You fight the Z trainer to rank up once, you fight the Y trainer to rank up next, and so on through the entire alphabet, which is like a bit of a corny way to do it, but fair enough. So it could be that you don't actually know what trainer you're supposed to fight next, you just have to find them, and you sort of work it out based on their name. At least once you figure out that sort of that detail. But yeah, sneaking up on trainers. It's a fun twist, so you can reverse the old trope of getting ambushed, which is a bit fun. So they've definitely put a lot of work into the battling of this game. So hoping it's good. It looks like it's going to be good. But so I just want to know. Want reassurance that there's more areas to find more Pokemon. So so both trailers so far, I keep combing through just to see what Pokemon are shown, just so I can get confirmation that I'll be able to shiny hunt for them in the new game. And I did get one new confirmation from this trailer, and that was the Pancham line. So I think I've got one already from a past game, from my old habit of collecting one of each evolution line shiny. So I should now be able to get will now be able to get another one for the shiny decks in ZA, so that should be good. They also confirmed the elemental monkeys as well, which haven't been on the Switch before. So I do have them in my living decks, but I think I managed to get them off, I think it was X and Y, coincidentally. They are natively found in Kalos anyhow, so those appearing is not surprising, but I think this was just the first confirmation we got of them. So that was a nice little addition. But, so I've already got two of each, so not one I was in need of for the shiny decks. But I think that is the last Pokemon. So one with Patrat, I think. Patrat was the only other one. But with that, I think every other one is available in some way on the Switch. Every other Pokemon is now available shiny. Or available at all, I mean. Sorry. Not specifically shiny. I just think of things with their shininess. But they are all now available in one game or another. So I think the only iffy thing I think is the Alolans, but you can trade for them in the Let's Go games. And actually Sword and Shield. Not Sword and Shield. Yeah, Sword and Shield. You can trade for them in Sword and Shield. They are all available in one way or another. So you might need to breed them to get shinies, or get very lucky with resets. I'm not sure if they are shiny locked or not. But they are all available now. So it was just these technically 4 evolution lines, the 3 elemental monkeys and the Patrat line. They're the only ones that had not been available on the Switch before now. But anyway. Yeah, so the so another thing that League they mentioned in the trailer was a wish that you get for winning the league, which chances are that's going to be related to the story in some way. So we'll see. But that's another shiny. It's been 2 and 15 minutes, pretty good. But anyway, yeah. So I'm thinking story is going to be the next reveal. So when we get that, hard to say. We could possibly get something this week with the Switch 2 reveal announcement, everything. The big presentation coming this Wednesday, which should be good. So we might get something for ZA and that, might not, don't really know yet. So if they do, I'm hoping that means it's coming out sooner. The ZA is coming out sooner rather than later, because I'm guessing the Switch 2 is going to be coming out late May, early June still. So most likely early June, possibly the very end of May. Which is very close, I know, but based on the lead-up events they're doing, everything is pointing to... I think the very last one is like Korea, and that's at the very end of May. So that could be like right on the release elsewhere in the world, and just Korea's going to be getting it slightly later, which isn't uncommon. Because everywhere else is getting it like a month before. But I'm expecting it. I'm sort of June most likely. So hopefully early June. So possibly a bit later in June. They might stagger releases as well for different regions. So places like Korea and China and stuff like that, which haven't typically been included in the standard launch dates, may get it slightly later, but sort of Japan, Europe and America more likely to get it at the same time, and I'm hoping that will be early June, but so we'll probably find out on Wednesday, so I will definitely be watching that, and I'll be doing that before stream, so actually I need to check with the time change. I haven't double checked that the time change doesn't affect it. So it was going to be an hour before I typically start stream. So I was going to watch that and then stream, but it might be that it's starting just as I would be starting stream with the time change. I lose track of how the time change affects forward and backwards and stuff. So I'm not sure if the announced time took that into account. So I know it was 2 o'clock, but I'm not sure if that took the time change into account. The clock's changing. So we'll double check that, but either way I'll probably watch it and then stream afterwards. So last week I did do a bit of a long stream as I got stuck in a story sequence. It went about an hour longer than I was planning it to, because of that story sequence I got sucked up in. And I want to reach a good stopping point so I could do side quests off stream in between. And thinking about it, I may have forgotten to actually hand in one side quest. I'll probably check that tomorrow. yeah, I'll be watching the Switch 2 Direct, so my plans at the moment are, going forward for streams, are going to be based on the Switch 2 releasing. So I will be getting a Switch 2 and I will be playing games for it, so what I stream will inevitably change when it releases. So once I know when it is releasing, I can sort of better plan my streams up to then. So should be good, but probably a bit of a relief to be getting a new Switch, to be honest, because I think I'm wearing out Joy-Con again. Oddly, it's not stick drift this time, but I think the control stick isn't happy. It sometimes makes a sort of crunching sensation when I move it in certain directions. I think there's something loose inside, possibly a bit of muck or something's got into it, and it doesn't feel good. So it's not drifting, which I have had before. I've had stick drift on one of my Joy-Cons, and I got that fixed, and I think that's on my old Switch. I've got 3 pairs of Joy-Cons. So 2 black pairs and 1 red and blue pair. So the red and blue pair is the one that I've used the least. I've hardly used that. That's just sitting in a drawer. So almost pristine. So the first Joy-Con pair I had stick drift on, so I had to get that sent away to be repaired. There was also an issue with the other Joy-Con as well, so I sent both of them away to get that fixed. And now this one, I've definitely got an issue with one of them because the lights on the side don't light up, but I'm pretty sure there's something not quite right with the stick as well, so that's probably not ideal. But I'll be getting new Joy-Cons with the Switch 2 anyhow, so won't have to worry about it for much longer. So yeah, so I'll be updating all my plans on Wednesday, so I might not actually have worked everything out on Wednesday, but I'll be working on it. I might be thinking about it during the stream, so I'll update my Twitch page, Twitch About Me section, whatever it is, once I know what I'm doing. So but yeah, so that's going forward. What else do we get? So most of the Nintendo Direct last week was pretty standard, I think. So mostly third-party stuff. So we finally got the Metroid one was the other big trailer, and which I'm looking forward to. I love the Metroid Prime games. So but the only issue I've had is controls. I've never been good at control stick aiming, so I didn't actually get into Metroid until they released on the Wii. I was able to use the Wiimote, and then I loved it. Loved Metroid Prime 3 was the first one I played. I then got the trilogy to play the other 2. I played the other 2 a little bit around with friends, but I did struggle with the controls because I'm not that good at stick aiming. But I'm hoping with the Switch 2, with the MiceCom feature, I'm hoping that will be available in Metroid Prime 4, and we'll be able to basically use a mouse to control the game, which will make it a hell of a lot easier for me, because mouse aiming I'm fine with, it's just control stick aiming I am not great at. But I'm kind of wondering if if they're gonna, so they haven't actually given a date for Metroid Prime 4 yet, they're just saying 2025 and it's on the Switch. So a lot of people were wondering if it was going to be a Switch 2 exclusive, but they basically confirmed that's not the case. They've basically said it's on the Switch. So that's not an issue. But so I'm wondering if the option to have the MiceCon controls is going to be like they're going to use it to advertise that. So I'm wondering if it will be featured more in the announcement on Wednesday. So, because usually when they release a new console, they release the sort of launch window games are focused on new features and stuff. And to be honest, the way they showed the psychic powers for Metroid Prime 4, which looked fun, but the way they showed them, controls for them seemed very fluid, the way they were shown on screen, which made me think they were actually using the MiceCon controls to get a motion that fluid. So and it kind of gave me Skyward Sword vibes, because the way that Skyward Sword was sort of marketed to basically push the Motion Plus controls of the Wii. The new trailer for Metroid Prime 4 was giving me similar sort of vibes. Sort of not explicitly saying it, but the way they showed the psychic powers did give me those sorts of vibes, that it was being prepared to show that, and it just wasn't being stated yet. So I'm wondering if we will get that on Wednesday as part of the announcement. So they might not go into it too much. So this last week's trailer was story. It was sort of introducing us to the setting and a little bit of a background for the story, which looks interesting. So I'm curious as to how that's going to work. Because Metroid Prime is no more, so it's odd that they're continuing the series when the sort of titular enemy is out of the picture. So I'm wondering. So there was a mention of sort of going beyond time and space. That's a shiny Lechonk. So there was a mention of going beyond time and space. I'm wondering if they're going to go back in time and sort of have a new Metroid Prime created, or even see the creation of the. I doubt it will be the first Metroid Prime. I think we're going to see a new Metroid Prime being created. So I think this new planet, the what was it called? Vuros. I'm wondering if Vuros is Phase, the sort of source of Phazon from the previous games, but before it became Phase, before it got taken over by Phazon. With the big tree, I think, that was shown, I'm wondering if that's going to be like the core of the planet, Phase, but mutated. So the tree mutates and becomes this living planet. If the tree mutates into Phazon, takes over the planet, and starts launching its seeds, which is these leviathans. So we saw an enemy in a chamber, which looked like it sort of vaguely resembled one of the sort of leviathan seeds, from what I remember. So I'm wondering if the tree and the leviathans are the tree just sending out seeds to spread, which is normal behaviour. So everything about Phazon and Phase was like a tree. So are we going to see the tree sort of mutating, and we're going to have to try and stop it? So potentially stop the entire story of Metroid Prime previously and have a new Metroid Prime created. So we've seen Metroids on the planet. If whatever's trying to take over Vuros ends up taking over a Metroid, could that then become the new Metroid Prime? And that's going to be the big bad going forward. So reset the story, essentially, by going back in time in order to keep the story going. So it's possible. Would be a way to do it. A couple minutes left on the stage. Not done too bad with 3 shinies already. yeah, so I wonder if they do that. Is that how the story's going to go? So it looks likely that it'll be Silex that takes the Metroids to Vuros, because we saw him with some Metroids before, and we saw some Metroids in the trailer for Vuros as well. So they're obviously on the planet, and if they're there, chances are it's Silex who took them there. So he was showing to seemingly control them in some way. So does Silex control the Metroid Prime? Or does he start sort of mass-producing Metroid Primes so we keep seeing them going forward? Well, they won't be mass-produced, but multiplying them. But yeah, I'm wondering if that's sort of where the story's going. But so find out more going forward. So they haven't actually given a date for that, which is odd. So sounds not inside my alarm that went off. But yeah, they haven't given a date for that, so it seems plausible that they're hiding the date until the Switch 2 is announced, the Switch 2 date, because if it is a launch title for the Switch 2, despite being a Switch game, if it is taking advantage of Switch 2 features, that could be a big surprise short notice release, which they are almost certainly going to have with the Switch 2 launch, but they've been very quiet with the game so far. And from what we saw, it seemed fairly far through with production, although it did say may not be final footage sort of thing, which is fair. They might have altered it to hide sort of controls or something like that, so it might just be them sort of hiding details like that by editing the footage that they're just making excuses for. But we're done. Right. Yeah, so holding out for Metroid Prime news on Wednesday as well. So that'll probably be a game I also get. So let's move you over to there. And move these three. So that's first ones from before stream. And 2 from the first sandwich, which is pretty good. Yeah. But yeah, so holding out for news on that going forward. So I'm guessing that probably will be featured on Wednesday. It says everything seems to be pointing that way. Right. Ancient Power, Jinro, Yawn, and Hydro. But yeah, so expecting more on that on Wednesday, so probably talk about it a bit more next week once we get more news from that. But yeah, the Switch 2 is going to be the main news for next week, so we'll be discussing that quite a bit next time. It was pretty much a pretty long shot that one that I found as a fluke was going to actually be 3 seconds, so that's overshot a little bit. Okay, and yep. Just get these evolved and I'll crack on with the next sandwich. No, still not. One more. So I'm definitely over the halfway mark for these hunts now, so hopefully get it sooner rather than later, so we'll just have to wait and see. So we're already up to 9 streams for this. And we haven't got it yet. So, carry on then. Yeah. So getting on towards 60 just in these boxes, so I think with all the other Dudunsparce I've got around the place that I've already evolved before this, I think I'm over 60 already, so that's that. I moved over to this edge because that's where the ground's flatter for doing this. I hate the way it drops me out of the menu when I drop off the Maridon. To the wrong one. Anyway, crack the sandwich on. Yeah, so definitely looking forward to Wednesday's news. So I'm thinking about what we're likely to get in the way of game reveals, because other than Mario Kart, they haven't really told us what is coming to the Switch 2 yet, so I've been sort of thinking a bit about what they tend to do. And typically there's 3, maybe 4 first-party games released either on launch or very closely after launch. Typically one game will be a multiplayer game, which we've got Mario Kart, so we already know about that one. Usually they do 1 or 2 games that are specifically for the new features of the console. So when they first released the Switch, they had a lot of games that it's like snipper clips and 1-2 switch and stuff that just made full use of the Joy-Con features. That was what they were for. So probably something new in that regard. Yeah, that's the solution. Getting track of what there we go again. Yeah, so, and then the last game is sort of usually, well, technically is one of their sort of main franchises that they release. So, like Mario, Zelda. That's another shiny Lechonk. And the pig. Yeah, usually it's something like that. So Metroid is possible, but it's not usually that. It's not usually one of their sort of top. No, it's not. Can't you see it? Wasn't paying attention. So Metroid Dread was used for the OLED Switch, but the OLED Switch is a bit of an awkward one, and Metroid isn't the sort of more widespread popular games. It's not less sort of family friendly because of all the shooting and stuff. So I'm not sure if they'd consider Metroid to be sort of that game, sort of the sort of premier IP game for the console's release. There has been rumours of an Odyssey 2 coming out for the Switch 2 though, so that could be more likely to be it. But what? So even though it's not a Switch 2 exclusive, so the release games for the Switch 2 might not actually be exclusives. They might just be games that are released at the same time to highlight the Switch 2, but not be exclusive for it. So it's like dual releases, like they've done with Zelda before now. So in that regard, that could quite easily be what Metroid is. It could be the sort of dual release for the new system. So I think they've done that with Twilight Princess, and did they do it with Breath of the Wild as well? Was Breath of the Wild on the Wii? The Wii U? I think it was, but I might be wrong. I could be misremembering that. But it's not uncommon for them to do sort of dual system releases with their major IPs, so they could quite easily still consider it. But something they sometimes do with their releases is have the family-friendly option and the less family-friendly option. So it could be that Metroid is the less family-friendly option, and say Odyssey 2 could be the family-friendly option. So maybe Odyssey 2 will be a Switch 2 exclusive. We don't know yet. So I'm sort of curious as to just how many will be actual exclusives to the Switch 2 and how many will just have Switch 2 exclusive features. So we'll see. It could be that they just use like Metroid as the sort of we're still supporting the Switch, but we're marketing it for the Switch 2 sort of thing. So like Dread was. Dread was like, this is best played on the OLED model, but you can still play it on the regular model. And so they could do something like that with them. So chances are Mario Kart will be a Switch 2 exclusive because they've marketed it specifically for the Switch 2 so far. Possibly Odyssey 2 as well. Assuming that is an actual thing that's coming. But yeah, so I'm thinking those three sort of main games plus one or two that are just sort of novelty games to take advantage of the controls. So if Metroid Metroid could also function as a sort of control features game, so they may just do away with the feature exclusive or feature focused games completely and just have the actual games sell the features for them. So Metroid could just do the mice cons. Mario Kart or Mario Odyssey 2 could do that for other features. So typically the novelty ones like that don't tend to be as popular. So they had Snip Clips and 1-2 Switch. I was never interested in. I never got them. I think the last sort of good one like that they done was Wii Sports. That became a whole sort of franchise. A whole sort of game line series, whatever you want to call it. Which, to be honest, hasn't been as good as the original. It hasn't. The first one was so great. I think the others are sort of just a shadow, just sort of copying what has already been done, because it done the job so well. But yeah, so I'm wondering if they even just do away with the feature-focused games this time. Yeah. Don't know. So there's been rumours going around that of Nintendo's sort of plans for sort of game support for the Switch 2, and they've been saying that on release they're going to focus on first-party support. Then for a few months after they're going to leave it to third-party support, and then around the holidays they're going to have another wave of releases to support the Switch 2 to give it another boost in sales at the holidays, which people have been saying that like it's like this amazing news, but it's like that just sounds like how they'd usually do it anyhow. I mean, they tend to just do releases at Christmas and when a new console's released, and I think they're releasing it sort of now to get the summer. I think a June release will be to catch the summer crowd. But they're not going to sort of keep releasing constantly straight after release. They're going to need a bit of breathing room. If they're going to give us a bunch of games at once with the release, they're going to need a bit of breathing room before then. So it could be that ZA comes in that time. Are they, say it's sort of Pokemon Company rather than Nintendo technically, so is Pokemon going to be in the sort of third party period rather than holiday, because they've not actually said holiday, they've said late 2025, so is that what they're meaning by that? Hard to tell. So, the rumours are very hard to read at this stage. I think people are making more of the rumours than there's any need to. So I'm just hypothesising all this, but a lot of people are sort of taking hypotheses and sort of taking them too far, I think. I would like my hypotheses to be correct, my theories, but I am very much aware that they may not be. I'm just sort of stating that it's a possibility. Well, I've seen many people online stating stuff as fact, which is wrong. So I think they're taking it too much at face value rather than thinking about it before actually speaking or publishing articles and stuff. It might just be they're just trying to get clickbait. I just went straight into that, that was stupid. But anyway. Yeah, so looking forward to Wednesday. So I'll be giving more updates to my plans once I know when the Switch 2 is actually coming out. And what games will be released on it. But thinking of the third-party releases, it could also be the Professor Layton as one of the third-party titles they're talking about. So if Layton isn't a launch title, it could release after that. So I'm guessing Layton, like Metroid, will take advantage of the mice cons for controls, because being able to sort of point and click in the Professor Layton game is sort of one of the main features. So using a control stick just isn't the same. So both in puzzle solving and just exploring and stuff with the Professor Layton sort of point and click style. So I'm guessing that's going to be another one that takes advantage of the Switch 2, just as an option. I doubt it'll be an exclusive. I think it will just have it as an option. But I think that's going to be the third party. That's almost certainly going to be in the third party period stuff they're talking about. Unless it does come out at Christmas. So Nintendo doesn't really have that much control over the third party releases and stuff, I don't think. So they may want to release Professor Layton at Christmas. So it'll be up to them rather than Nintendo, so we'll just have to wait and see. But yeah, I'll be updating. I'll be talking about this a lot more next week once the actual announcement's been made. So I am rather looking forward to that. I was about to stop and check those dealing, and I'm having to stop myself because I have already got 2 shinies that are not Dunsparce, so I'm trying to avoid doing that. Yeah, so not really much more I can really say about that until Wednesday. What else do I have to talk about? Oh yeah, I said about last week I had my Pokemon card replacement. I got contacted about that a week and a half ago now. And I was expecting that to come last Thursday. They said it was going to be arriving. Ended up coming on Tuesday. And they'd Just a quick recap. I just got these Pokemon Celebrations packs that every card in the pack was sort of flicked with a foiling misprint, and they told me to send the product back, so I packed up the whole thing and sent it back to them to get a replacement, only for them to then tell me that the office was closed, and every time I contacted them for like a year afterwards, they kept telling me the office was closed, so I basically gave up and thought I was never seeing them again. Then suddenly, the other week, I got an email saying that they were processing my replacement and needed to confirm my address to send it back to me, which was great. Although they then told me that unfortunately they didn't have any stock of the product, so they'd be returning them to me instead, which was a bit disappointing. But they did say they'd be including one bonus pack, which to make up for the postage that I spent sending it to them, which was fine. I would have liked more, but that isn't actually what they sent, is the thing. So they arrived on Tuesday, opened them up, and there were only 3 cards that I'd originally set them inside. So I'm guessing they took out the worst ones and just sent back the ones that weren't too bad. But they didn't actually send them all back. They did actually send me some other packs. The original tin, just to be clear, the original tin contained 2 packs of Celebrations and 1 of another set. I can't even remember what set it was now. But it was basically 3 packs in total. I sent them all back because they said to send the entire product back, even though it was only the Celebrations packs that were affected. So I was expecting just the Celebrations packs to be replaced. Was all I was expecting. So just 2 packs back and the other pack just returned. Would have been nice if they'd replaced the other one at the same time, or just sent me a whole new tin, which was what I was mainly expecting when they told me to send the entire product to them. But I didn't even get a tin back. So I got 3 of the cards. They did sort of sleeve them and put them top load and stuff, so they were well protected to be sent. But only 3 of the cards. But they also sent me 3 packs of Celebrations, completely new and sealed, plus 3 other packs, which... what was it now? Fusion Strike, that's what it was. There was Fusion Strike packs, which were from the same year. So it might have been that it was a Fusion Strike pack that was in the tin, and they just replaced it with the same thing. But basically, I was already sort of profiting. So in addition to the 3 cards I got back, I got like an additional full pack of Celebrations in addition to 2 that I would have originally had, except these were new and didn't have the foiling problem. And instead of the 1 other pack, I got 3. I mean, 1 was probably for the postage, but still getting 6 packs back from 3, pretty good. But it doesn't end there. Also in the pack, they included a Shining Celebi promo, which was only available in 1 specific, or actually I think it was like 2 specific box sets. It was like a Legendary Collection and a Premium Legendary Collection, which is basically a more expensive version and sort of bigger version of the same pack, which I'm pretty sure weren't easy to find at the time, and because Legendaries and Shining Pokemon they sold out very quickly. And they just sent me one of these promos included in it, which they never even mentioned when they contacted me. But I was very surprised to see that. I mean, it's a decent card. And I actually looked up how much that's worth, and that's worth a 10 on its own, basically. So 10 and up. The sort of cheapest prices I saw for it were a tenner. They were going up to like 22 quid, so quite a valuable card. And that card alone is the same value of as the tin, the entire tin that I bought to start with. So not only have I got extra packs, as well as 3 of the original cards returned, I also got this promo card that's worth probably more than what I originally spent on the tin, and is definitely worth more than the cards I opened from the tin. I did open the packs already, so I was saying about I might open them on stream and do a shiny hunt from them, but I was thinking that if they were newer cards, but they end up being older packs and probably less likely to get Pokemon that I could actually reliably hunt for. So I could have done them, but I would have been a lot more restricted as to what my shiny hunt choices for them were. So I ended up just opening them when they arrived. And they're spawning up. Yeah, that's not seeing stuff. I've noticed that. Anyway. But, yeah, I opened all the packs up, and honestly, not that amazing cards inside. So, probably no better than what I already had in the original packs, except these ones don't have the foiling issue. But there was a couple of okay things, but just nothing amazing. But yeah, definitely worth doing it. So the promo alone is just nuts. It's just so getting that much back and a promo is bonkers. And this was after 3.5 years. That was crazy. So if you don't mind a wait and, and you get some defective cards, definitely worth sending them back to them. So that was definitely a result. So just 3.5 years wait is a bit much, but paid off in the long run. So definitely worth the patience. Well, I say patience, I forgot about it. I'd given up hope. Yeah, that was definitely a very pleasant surprise there. Getting a ton of booster packs and a promo on top. Yeah, so that was a bit of a fun time there. I think that probably was where most of my luck went for the past week. So, not been getting any luck with the Quaxley shiny hunts, not been getting any luck with Magic the Gathering. So I ended up in just awful draws when I played them on Friday. Also done the Pokemon Go event on Saturday, the Fuzzy Buddies. I annoyingly have always struggled to get Cubchoo. Why am I checking them still? Cubchoo is an annoying one that it's been around so many times. I think I've got one with a ribbon on. And that's it. Every time they're about and they're shiny boosted, I can never seem to get one. And it's just infuriated me. And I still didn't get one. I got every other shiny that was in the event, even, well, all the other 3 sort of main focus ones. I even got a Sentret and like 2 Nincada on the same day. Oh, and a Tyron on my way home. I got all those shinies, didn't get a Cubchoo. Cubchoo just would not show up for me. And it's just annoying. I think it's going to annoy me. Start chasing me something. Yeah, Cubchoo just never seemed to get. And now I am not getting many shinies from the sandwich by the looks of it. I am most of the way through the sandwich and haven't got another shiny. I got the one Lechonk at the start, and I've not got a Dunsparce. So I said when I started this that it probably wouldn't be as good as the last one. So I've got stuff spawning around the outside here. So I could quite easily have missed a shiny. Like Deerling is a very hard one to spot. I've been known to spot Deerling before now, but I'm trying not to look too much at them. because I will just be wasting time. Lechonk is easy to spot. So those two that I've spotted were blindingly obvious, so I wasn't wasting too much time on them. But yeah, this isn't the best spot, but it's better than most other spots. it's a decent spot, just not the best. That's fine. I've already got 2 shinies from this stream of Dunsparce. Not Dunsparce, which I evolved. Not specifically Dunsparce Court, but you know what I mean. But yeah, it's hit and miss with this hunt, so would have liked to get the 3 segment day and not waste a sandwich on a Foxy Lechonk. That I've got Lechonk so many times shiny. It's just such an obvious shiny to spot. Just a bright pink pig is just like, yep, that's a shiny. The fact the others blend into the grass so much, especially like this when there's like shadows and all that. The regular ones just blend in, the shinies just stick out like a sore thumb. So yeah. But keep them going, keep them going. I'll get the shiny 3 segment eventually. How close can I just keep to this tree? Have I just been doing circles that are too wide? I might have been. I'll sort of start going out to try and despawn some of the Dunsparce. Anyway. I've got about 5 minutes left on this one. Still time for shiny. Oh, go away, dearling. Why was I looking? Why was I looking? Why was I looking? Don't be stupid, don't be stupid, don't be stupid. Anyhow, what else have we been doing? So I was doing that on the Pokemon Go event on Saturday. Our local magic shop had a store championship at the same time, but I wasn't that interested in doing it, so the meta's a bit of a mess at the moment. They need to do some bannings, and that should be coming soon. It might have actually already happened. I might check that in a bit. There's some cards in both Standard and Modern that really need to be banned, and we're just sort of waiting for that to happen. The question is, what else will they ban with them? So, there's definitely a few cards I'd want banned in both, but we'll just have to wait and see. Yeah, I wasn't that interested in playing in the event on Saturday. This was the store championship. Turns out they only ended up having 8 people turn up for it anyhow, which is a bit low for a store championship. I mean, that's the sort of number we were getting when it was really unpopular format. So it has grown in popularity again, but it's just in a bit of a slump at the moment because of the meta. So, but we've now got a new set coming out on Friday. Well, it's pre-release on Friday. It's technically out officially next week, but pre-release is this week. The Tarkir Dragonstorm. Stop checking the dealing. The Tarkir Dragonstorm is a very big power deck, but can it keep up with the sort of low-end speed of a lot of the meta decks at the moment? Possibly not, is my concern. I do like the sort of big powerhouse stuff, but it needs ramp to get there, and there just isn't enough ramp at the moment. My deck that I've built is a bit of an odd, quirky deck that does ramp fairly well, as long as I actually draw lands, which I didn't in one of my games this week, despite half the deck being lands. But it happens. But yeah, the store championship as well is like 3 times as much as a normal event, and I mean, you get more prizes, but not really fussed about the prizes. I just want to play Magic, and paying 3 times as much for basically the same amount of magic as I get on a Friday. Just doesn't seem worth it. Plus there was the Pokemon Go event on, so Pokemon Go event took priority. I needed to head into town anyhow, so I did stop by just to see what was going on. But I needed to head into town because of Mother's Day, which was also yesterday. And because of Mother's Day, I have had my... Who's that? Got the wrong window open. Okay, that was message deleted. I'm guessing that was a spam message. Yeah. Stream boo message. Yeah, I do not condone the use of that sort of service. If you use that sort of service, you're an idiot. And if you try and advertise that service, you're even more of an idiot. So, yeah, glad the filter caught that one. But anyway. Oh, what was I saying? Yeah, Mother's Day. So we had Mother's Day yesterday, and because of Mother's Day, I've spent the past few days with my eyes burning and struggling to breathe every time I leave my room. Because my brother's carers thought it'd be nice for him to get us some flowers when both me and my brother have hay fever. And they were very pollen heavy flowers, which I don't think he was as affected, but I think because he spends so much time on the floor he doesn't get the airflow from them. But as I'm not on the floor, all the pollen floating around in the air was affecting me every time I left my room. So, maybe he might have also started taking his allergy tablets, his allergy medication already. Because he has to get medicated for everything. I might have already started that up, so he might have had a bit of resistance because of that. But yeah, it was rather unpleasant for me. So, 3 days of being shut in my room, basically. That's the summons now ending. Yeah, I just got my mum some jigsaws and some chocolates that she likes. So. I'll show you in a second. No. Doesn't look like it. Oh, that was a bit of a disappointing sandwich. One Lechonk. Just a single Lechonk. Oh, just 2 seconds left. I swear, if I'm missing dealings, it's just going to be annoying. So the problem is, stuff outside of this area is spawning, and chances are the shiny luck is going on them, so that's a hound out. So yeah, so that was a bit of a disappointing bust there. Oops. Move them a Lechonk. That's annoying. Oh, male and female, so I want to switch back to the other box. Yeah, that's a bit of a shame. Anyway, I've got time for a couple more sandwiches. Let me crack them on. Yeah, the spam message. I think I said before about this person who started messaging me and asking stupid questions before. So, getting a bit low on them. They kept asking me, sort of just sort of digging themselves into a hole, and just not making a lot of sense with what they were saying. So I started off saying, just asking me about my streams and what sort of thing I streamed and what games I liked. All things that I talk about on stream. And then I asked them, have they... Or that they instantly introduced, or sort of addressed me as wonderful streamer, so which implies they'd seen a stream. Then I asked them if they'd seen a stream, and they hadn't. Which was obvious, because they wouldn't have been asking me some of the questions if they had done. And then I asked them how they found me, and they said they'd seen it in my profile, that I was a streamer. Or that's it, I asked them how they knew I was a streamer, and they said they'd seen it in my profile. My profile that just has my Steam, my Twitch link. So if they'd seen my profile, they would have seen my Twitch channel, and they claim to have never actually. They claim to not even know what my Twitch channel was. They'd allegedly only seen that I was a streamer from my profile. But my profile had my Twitch link, so that just didn't make sense. And when I pointed that out to them, they said, "Oh no, we saw your stream. I saw your stream. I added you from your stream." But they just said I hadn't seen my stream, and they didn't know what my stream was. So it was just no consistency to what they were saying whatsoever. And they were clearly lying somewhere. I'm pretty sure it was just they were just going to try and sell me on something. But I was just curious as to how long they'd try and bluff. But every couple of days they'd sort of send me a message just sort of trying to start the conversation up again. But they clearly had no recollection of the conversation from before. So I'm pretty sure it's different people using the same account. And they had to then go back through our messages to work out what had actually been said after they'd just said something wrong. Or they'd missed part of the conversation that they just contradicted. The last time they asked me, "Yo, how's it going?" And our last conversation hadn't exactly ended well, and just for them to start with that, it's like I just replied with, "What's your story today?" And they just went, "Lol, I don't know what you mean." I was like, "Exactly." I didn't actually reply to it. I just stopped replying to them at that point. But they clearly it's clearly a scam that's going on there. And I'll see how much further it goes. So if they sort of message me again, I'm kind of curious as to what sort of service they're actually trying to sell me on, and I'm wondering if I actually point out to them all the mistakes they've made in what they've said, just to show how stupid they are. Problem is, if they actually learn from it, which probably won't, because it's probably part of the system that's the problem. But sort of highlighting how dumb what they're doing is. Maybe they'll leave me alone. Because I've been contacted by people like this before now. And they never get anywhere. So it's like, usually it's like half a dozen questions and then they start trying to sell the thing on me. This one I started querying them instead, and they didn't get that far. So I'm guessing if I hadn't kept the conversation going, they would have just contacted me with another account instead. But they kept going on the same account because they weren't smart enough to swap accounts. Or maybe they realised I'd noticed that it was two different accounts doing the same thing. But we'll see what happens with that. That's just a stupid thing that's going on. Anyway. Oops. Trying to get some speed going to try and clear these out a bit quicker. Trying to get at least one shiny from this sandwich. At least one shiny Dunsparce, at least. Don't go too close to the edge, stay close to the tree. If I just go out and return to the tree, I think the tree is fairly central in the outbreak area. Slightly over one side. But anyway, what's been going on this week? There was the Tranitar raid over the weekend. I think I'd done that Friday night. After I'd been to... No, it was Friday during the day. I'd done it before I went to them. Went in town to play Magic. Yeah, so I got the Tyranitar done. I don't have the patience to go through experimenting with different things, so I just look up online what's a good build. But it's always have to be careful as to where you look, because some are absolute garbage. I end up using Austin John Plays because he's fairly consistent. He's thorough in what he does. He might not find the sort of best solution, but he finds one that works and is consistent enough for most people to be able to do. So it gets it done. You might need a couple of attempts if you get an unlucky roll, but it gets there. So I powered up a Crawdorn to do that with, because it can avoid the critical hits, which is what the Trinitar was getting so much damage in from. Although when I first done it, I forgot to actually change its ability over, so I instantly got critted and died immediately. So that was a bit of a mistake on my part, but second attempt I swapped the ability over and it worked fine. It was a little bit tight, so bit touching cloth. But I did get there and managed to catch it without too much trouble. So other guides I see for it, they either don't actually wait until the event starts to know what moves and stuff it has, so they tell you to do something, and then it's like got a completely different moveset to what they were expecting, or its ability is different, which completely changes the whole situation. And if you even try to follow their guides, you will lose. You will just hands up lose. So you've got to be careful who you actually look for, and you actually need to check that it's someone that's... You've got to make sure it's someone who's actually tested the raid out to see how well it worked. And Austin John Plays does do that. And he quite often shows himself, he records himself while he's doing all the testing, and shows what does work and what doesn't work. And so I find him very good for that. So he's the one I tend to go for. But after watching that video, YouTube started recommending me other videos of people suggesting the best Pokemon for the raid, and some of them were posting it before the event even started, so they had no way of testing it. And then they'd have to then release another video once the event actually started, saying, okay, here's the actual best one. So, why did you not just wait until the event started to know if it would work or not? It's just a stupid thing to do. Just idiotic and wasting people's time by posting a video like that. But they then say, okay, this is the best Pokemon. But then, like, 6 hours later, they're then back with, okay, here's the best Pokemon. It's like, okay, so you've just been doing it more and you've just found a different one that is better. Why not just wait and keep testing until you actually find one that's best? And then, like, 12 hours later, we've done another one. And then, like, 6 hours after that, you've done another one. It's like, just stop. Just wait and just actually work this out properly. Get one that works consistently. And then post the video then. Don't keep posting updates to the same video for an event that's literally only lasting a couple of days. It's like, just one solution is all you need. You don't need to update every bloody time you find something different. It is just clickbait. And to be honest, I find the guy kind of annoying to watch. I'm not going to say who it is, but if you know that, if you've seen the person's videos where he's just constantly updating what the best one is every few hours, it's him. Because he just keeps doing it, and it kept coming up on my feed. It was really annoying. One thing after another. It's like, at no point did he use Crawdaunt, and Crawdaunt worked fine. So it was a little tight on time, but it worked. So you did not need anything more than that. So okay, they might be quicker, but don't need to do it quicker, just need to get it done. You can only really catch it once, and let's face it, the rewards you can probably get better from other raids a lot of the time. I mean, you get sort of guaranteed things, but I think some of the guaranteed stuff is only on the first completion, and then you can quite easily just get the same rewards from other raids. They're easier and less time consuming to grind like that. Anyway, I got the Tyranitar, so that was a bit fun. So I'm still wondering if it is an Easter egg for ZA. This is Tyranitar is iconically a rock Pokemon, is rock dark, but primarily known for being rock type. I can't actually remember what. Does its Mega actually become pure rock type? Actually, I want to check that now. Try and navigate with one hand while doing this. So the ZA is all about Megas. So I'm wondering, firstly, could we see alternate Megas? Or could we just be being given hints to new Pokemon forms? So most new games have new forms, sort of regional forms, and we haven't seen any new forms yet, which is odd. I don't see them appearing in the city itself. I think they're going to be in the other areas. Any new forms we get. But almost every game, at least in recent years, has had new type combinations, and one type combination we have not had before is Rock Ghost. And you may think, okay, but we've had such and such, which was Rock Ghost. None of them were actually Rock Ghost. We have Rock Ground and Ghost Ground, Ghost Fire, every other Ghost combination. Not Ghost Rock. And then the fact they had this event, this Terra Raid event with Tyranitar, which is iconically a rock Pokemon. So it's usually rock dark, but whatever. Oh, you stupid thing. Will my page load? Oh, don't scroll, you pain in the butt. Where is it? Mega Tyranitar is still dark type. But still, he's iconically rock. So rock and ghost is a type combination we've never had before. There's never been a rock ghost type. So I'm wondering, are we getting a rock ghost type in ZA and they're teasing us with this Tyranitar? Possibly. Could even be Tyranitar itself that gets a new Mega, which is rock ghost type. Possibly. We've had branching Mega evolutions before with Charizard and Mewtwo. So we could see that with Tyranitar. Or it could just be a new Pokemon that they're being teased with. Hard to say. This got me thinking about what other type combinations haven't been used. and including Rock Ghost, there's actually 9. I think it was 9 type combinations have never been used, and considering they seem to be like. Oh, hi there, Gecko Boy. Considering they like adding new type combinations to new games, it seems likely we'll get some new type combinations in ZA. So I started thinking about that a little bit and trying to work out what we might see, and with Zygarde being a main feature, I was thinking, what if we do get a new form of Zygarde, and what if it's got new types? It's iconically ground type, you know, it's also a dragon. The only... my hunt. I have caught 2 on stream today. 4 shinies in total, only 2 Dunsparce. Got 2 Lechonk, as you can see them running around annoyingly, like this. But in total, I'm up to like over 60 I've caught now, and still not got the 3 segment, but getting there. But hopefully get it soon. So just running around despawning them, because these get hidden by a tree. Apparently. I'm halfway through this one, I'll probably just have time for 1 more after this, so hopefully get a few more. So this isn't as good a spot as my last hunt, which was... I got 10 in 1 stream, but this isn't looking quite as good. Yeah, so I have my DS, or 3DS. I've got the Ash Hat Pikachu going on that, which is taking me quite a while. I've been sort of on and off with it for almost a year now. Actually, it might have been over a year now. I don't know. I can't remember when I started. I've not been getting luck with that. But that is a full odds one, and yeah, so it's a fairly low chance. Poipole. Yeah, not bad. Trying to think of Poipoles in Scarlet and Violet to hunt for. Can't remember. Do I have Poipole? My shinies list. I think I've already got Poipole. So I must have the full evolution line already. I'm trying to think if it is in Scarlet and Violet. I'm feeling it might be in Scarlet and Violet. Somewhere. Or is it? That's a shiny. That's a timing for a shiny. Come here, you. Yeah, I think I must have a... Must have the full line already. Just open one window back up. Oh! That Poipole. Yeah, I was thinking... Yeah, I was thinking the wrong Pokemon. Yeah, I'm being stupid, aren't I? What was I thinking of? I'm not thinking of the right Pokemon, am I? I always get that one. What is the one I'm thinking of? It's not actually in Scarlet and Violet as I thought it was, by the way. Timpole, that's what I'm thinking of. Is it Timpole? Timpole and Palpitoad. I'm getting the names ordered up with that. Why do I always do that with those ones? Yeah. Yeah. Poipole, I didn't know you could actually hunt for that. I guess it wasn't shiny locked on one of the games. So I'm pretty sure I got it from an event where it was guaranteed shiny, so I've never had the need to shiny hunt for that. Whoop. So lock window back up again. Ultrasun Ultramoon. Yeah. So I honestly not played Ultrasun Ultramoon all that much because I've gotten stuck on this Pikachu hunt. I started hunting for it and just sort of stopped when I started. So I haven't really progressed through the games that much. I really should get back to them. Once I've got the Pikachu, I will continue through the games and do them properly. But the Sun and Moon generation were a bit of a funny generation. I think I was at uni at the time, and I didn't actually see that. I was at uni at the time, so I didn't really have that much time to play them. So that's a generation that I've sort of overlooked a little bit with my shiny hunting. So I'm probably going to have to go back to them at some point to pick up a few shinies from them. So I've managed to get most of the other shinies that I've needed for it from trades and later games, so there are a few I'll have to go back to get. But so just stuck on this stupid Pikachu for now. Which I'll get it eventually. So it's just one where if I've just got time to just burn, I just pull out the 3DS and do a few resets. I'm pretty sure Poipole was released in an event. I'm not sure if it was given out in those games or if it was in the later games. I feel like it might have been Sword and Shield that it was given out shiny, maybe? I can't actually remember where I got them from. It was in an event shiny though, I remember that. So hence I never needed to hunt for them myself. So it was, you could also get one, I think it was Shiny Lock though, when it was in Sword and Shield, but the other Ultra Beasts weren't Shiny Locked in Sword and Shield. Yeah, so I got the event when it was live, so I've got them in the bag, so if I've already got them, there's no need for me to shiny hunt for them, so never really thought about it that much. So I knew Type Null was only available in Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon, because that's what I'm going to need to go back for. Because annoyingly they gave out shiny Silvally, but not Type Null with the events, which I was kind of annoyed about. But you can reset for the Type Null you get given. I know that much, so I will go back for it at some point. So that was a bit of a slump in my shiny hunting. Yeah, I have 2 Poipole, so I have all of the games, so when it came out I was able to get it at least twice, so I have both of those. And say Type Null hasn't been given out shiny, but Silvally has, and I got a shiny Silvally from an event. So I only actually need 1 Type Null. So that makes it a little bit easier. So that's... I just saw the blooming young goose. Pink of the... Yeah. Got about 5 minutes left on the sandwich, so trying to keep up the pace. It's not the best spot I've found here, but I'm making do. Trying to ignore the dealing because they take too long to check. Look, I came too close to that one. I think most of the Ultra Beasts I think I got from Sword and Shield. So Poipole I'd already got from the event, so I've never really had to bother with them. Yeah, it's just type null, I think. I might have got one or two of the... That's another shiny. Going well so far. 2 shinies from this sandwich. Yeah, 1 or 2 of the Ultra Beasts I might have got through random trades online. In GTS I might have picked up a couple. Which I may want to replace at some point. Because they can be a bit dubious. But... yeah. So they... Not immediately on my to-do list. So type null I will need to go back for. And annoyingly things like Keldeo I'll need 2 forms for. I think I need another Zygarde with Power Construct. So I got one of them from Sword and Shield. I might need to go back and do another one on the other game. But we'll see. Oh. Got that a bit close. Oh. Right. Yeah, I done a lot of shiny hunting for legendaries and that sort of thing. Originally on Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire I got most legendaries. Others have been given out in events and I've got all the events. I've shiny hunted for a few resetting. I remember I have done Shaman before now by resetting. Can't remember if I'd done Arceus or not. I might have got Arceus from an event and then not bothered with the Spear Pillar one. Can't remember. Yeah. I know I've definitely used soft reset for Shaman. So I'm pretty sure almost every legendary I've already got shiny. And the Ultra Beasts. So I caught some myself. Some I think I got from trades, which I might replace, but so not in a hurry for them. So it's just odd ones that I've missed in periods when I wasn't playing Pokemon as much. So sort of Black and White I've still got a few more because they've not reappeared, and I got one of every evolution line at that point. So those are more sort of top-up ones. The ones I've mostly missed are Sun and Moon and then Sword and Shield. There's some just random shinies I've not picked up in Sword and Shield. So I might go back for them, breeding for them at some point. So maybe when I'm done with the starters on this, that might be my next Masuda hunt to go for, but I don't find those as interesting to stream, so I'll probably do those off stream again, as they're time consuming. So still trying to work out what Pokemon are going to be in Legend ZA, so once I know that I'll be able to cross, or leave them until ZA. But ZA will almost certainly be easier for shiny hunting than just doing the pseudo method for everything, which will be getting tedious. So, there's another shiny. Well, with about a minute left on this sandwich, that's 3 shinies from 1 sandwich. So, going well. So this is 5 shiny Dunsparce from this stream now, plus the one I got when setting up. 7 shinies from this stream in total. Not bad. Still got time for another sandwich. Just. It's gonna be tight. I'll be needing to go down to dinner at past this time. Waiting, maybe, unless it gets delayed again, which it quite easily could be. But I've been told 5:30, so 5:30 it is. Oh, we got 1 minute. Probably not going to get another shiny off this, but no harm in trying. I've said that before, and I've got a shiny from it, so... Anyway. Yeah, so... I think... That's my alarm. It's not good. My remaining shiny legendaries, it's like Zygarde Power construct. So I think I got regular Zygarde from an event, but it didn't have Power construct. And then I fluked as the first Dynamax adventure I'd done. I got a shiny Zygarde from it. Didn't even realise it had Power construct at the time, but it does. So that's 1 Power construct. So I want to get another one ideally, just so I can change its form to the dog form, I think it is. So I've got both of those, but it's not really essential, so so the power construct is just for the complete form, whatever you call it. The perfect form, something like that. Can't remember. But if I've got the other 2 forms, then it's basically done. Yeah, that's in that sandwich. So I'll quickly move to a flat spot of ground. Remember to hop off this time. Go. Just do a quick save. But yeah, so I've got some Dynamax adventures that I can still do, so I'll clear out them at some point. 3 Dunsparce to transfer over. Quickly get these evolved and hope for a 3 segment. Yeah, so most legendaries I've already got enough of at the moment, so I'm not in a hurry to get them. Screech. So that's why I've not been doing much on those at the moment. So there's a few that I'll need to get, but they can wait. What will it be? That's another 2 segment. Ancient Power, Drill Run, Yawn, Hyper Drill, Evolve. But yeah, so I think most of what I need is just breedable, so I can. And pretty sure that's 2 segment again. Yeah. Ancient Power, Drill Run, Yawn, and Hyper Drill. Just about this one. Yeah, that's another 2 segment by the looks of it, yeah. Oh, still no shiny 3 segment, but getting close to filling up a second box, so that's something. Be funny if we could get 4 today in the last sandwich. Unlikely, but still got a decent number of shinies already today. Not too bad. I'm just going to give my half-hour warning, so I quickly crack on this sandwich. And then I'll be finishing shortly after this ends, so it's working out about right. Play. It's a very easy sandwich to make, so you can't really screw it up. Unless you just drop the whole thing on the floor, like I did one time. A couple of times. I've messed up a few times. Yeah. Anyway. Yeah, so the Pikachu is just holding me up, so there's a few things I want to go back to on the old games to tidy up, but on the DS. But it's just this Pikachu is just holding me up so much, I just am not getting lucky with it. Right. Now crack on with the speed. Try and stay close to the tree. Seems to work reasonably well. Yeah, so what was I saying before? Yeah, the types is what I was saying about. So we've got 9 unused types at the moment, and I was with sort of the possibility of a new Zygarde form, maybe like a Primal Zygarde. I was wondering what we might get for that, and I was thinking Fairy. We have never had a Ground Fairy type, and I think a Ground Fairy Zygarde would fit, and the pattern on the A could be like scales of a fairy, sort of wings maybe, and Kalos was iconically the region where we were introduced to fairy types, so it would be fitting for Zygarde to be, didn't say that, be fairy type in that regard, but we did have Xerneas was fairy type already from that trio, so would they double up on the fairy type? Maybe. So it wouldn't be the worst, so it's not uncommon for there to be multiple dragons as legendaries from a generation, or for legendaries to share a type. To be honest, the dragon type is a bit overdone when it comes to legendaries, so if they did shift it to fairy for that generation, that would make a whole lot of sense. Or for that region at least, technically be that generation. But if Zygarde did get a new form with a new typing, Ground Fairy would be a new type, so it would fit with what they tend to do, and it would fit would fit thematically with the region. So I think that makes a whole lot of sense. What else was there? Bug Dragon is another one. So what could we get? Bug Dragon. It's almost Flygon, sort of should be, because it starts off. Does it start off as a bug type? I can't actually remember. But it kind of looks like a bug dragon, so it's. If you remove the ground from it, it kind of should be a bug type. So could they do a Mega Flygon that's bug dragon type? Possible. Don't know how good it would be, but it'd be a novelty. They could just do a regional Flygon. So maybe a sort of Paradox Flygon that's a bug type sort of thing. Or an ancient form of Flygon. So I'm still expecting sort of past and future forms to make a reappearance in the game. So that would make sense. What else is there? Poison Ice So I'm wondering if, so the, that's my shiny, that's a good thing. Don't run away, stupid. Oh yeah, there you go. So the legend, get all those right, fossils from that generation, were they Tyrant and Amora? I think they were. So if they go like to prehistoric times, they could see Tyrant and Amora in the wild. But Amora specifically, you would expect an ice area for it to be living in. So you could see like the edge of an ice age. So like with a glacial area and a rocky area for the two to appear in. So a bug dragon for that time period would also work. And also poison ice, so we could see more ice types for that area. So in the city at the moment, how many areas are there for ice types? Not many. I mean, it doesn't really make sense for an icy area in the middle of a city to exist like that, unless they specifically refrigerate an entire wild area just to house ice types, which doesn't really make a huge amount of sense. Hi there, Touchy. I'm just theorising about possible type combinations for Legends EA right now, while continuing my hunt for Dunsparce. So I'm not expecting there to be anywhere in the city that we've seen so far to have ice types, so I'm expecting other areas beyond the city, and just saying a prehistoric area would make sense. And, we could also see the first ice poison type, as that type combination hasn't been used before. So that's a possible theory. So it could be a new form of another Pokemon, could just be a whole new Pokemon. Don't know. So it could be a poison type that becomes part ice type in an ice age sort of thing. I don't really know. What other types are there? Close, swapping windows. Fire Fairy. Fire Fairy's probably a fairly easy one to do. That could just be a new Pokemon. It could be like a new Lake Guardian that's a fire type. Probably wouldn't be a Lake Guardian. But, could even be Az's Floette. Could evolve into a fire type. I don't know. It does have the red flower, but that's probably fairly unlikely. But could be a Mega Floette. Gets a fire type. With the amount of flexibility that the fairy type has, could quite easily just add a fire fairy type. Could just be a fire type that becomes fairy type. Could it be Embor? A fairy type Embor. That could be the new regional form. Although no, we've already got the... It's hinted at that Chikorita will become fairy type. So that seems less likely in that regard. What else is there? Then it goes on to a whole load of normal hybrid types, so normal rock, normal steel, normal bug, normal ice. Interestingly, all types that could work as another Lechonk. That's my third shiny Lechonk for today. That's nice. Oh. Yeah, normal rock, normal steel, normal bug, normal ice could all theoretically be in a like prehistoric time. Right. So we could see like ancient forms of like normal types that become like rock types or steel types or bug types or ice types. It would fit with the period. So probably less steel. That could even be a future type. Future. Buried underground again. Yeah, they could all be fairly easily done as sort of regional variants of sort of standard Pokemon. Yeah. Not doing too bad. I think I'm up to 9 shinies for today's stream now. Am I up to 9 shinies for today's stream? That's insane. 3 Lechonks. Am I up to 9? That was one that was one I caught before stream. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That 8. No, just count. 7. That's 7. 8, 9. Yeah, I'm up to 9 shinies today already. So that's going well. See if I can get one more to meet my personal best of 10. This is definitely going well. So my personal best so far has been 10 shinies in a stream, and I'm very close to matching that already. I was debating this spot, but it's actually paying off pretty well, I was about to say. Yeah, so anyway, so the types that we could get in Legends EA definitely got potential. I could quite easily see any of them fitting in the region in some way, although we would need to see different areas beyond the city, but I think they're hiding everything so far like to do with that. So new forms, new areas, the whole story relating to those areas, I think was all being hidden so far. So I would not be surprised if they start showing them to us next. So whether we see a new area next time they give us new news, whether it's new Pokemon, hard to tell. Hard to tell. Whoop, almost missed that. And I hit that instead. I dodged the Starly, hit the Dunsparce. But yeah, so if they are hinting at these sorts of things, then and Tyranitar could be the Tyranitar Terror Raid could be the first hint of this. So considering they've done Tyranitar first, if they now show us a new Rock Ghost type, I think that's a fairly good sign that they might be hinting at new type combinations with the Terror Raids going forward. So I'm pretty sure every recent game has had new type combinations in some way. So ZA definitely had some new... I think ZA had... not ZA. Legends Arceus, I'm pretty sure, had one new type combination, which I think was Zora. The normal ghost type Zora was the first normal ghost type, and Zoroark. But that was a new type combination for that game. Then Scarlet and Violet had, I think, like 7. I think it introduced like electric fighting, fire grass, several of the Paradox Pokemon I think were new type combinations as well. But they seem to be trying to push different type combinations in Scarlet and Violet. So if they want to continue that going forward, it seems very likely that new Pokemon will have new type combinations. And that will almost certainly get at least one in ZA. And so the Tyranitar Terror Raid being Ghost type could be the hint of that. So just have to wait and see. Actually might look through, might go back over some of the previous Terror Raids we've done with the starters to see what, so sort of theorising what the new types for the starters could be. Whether or not there'll be new forms or new megas is anyone's guess at this stage. We'll probably be finding out sooner or later. But it's hinted at Meganium being fairy type, because we've seen Bayleaf, not Bayleaf, Chikorita has a fairy type move in the game that it never used to have. So that's highly likely, but we'll have to wait and see. What was my theory? I think my theory was for Feraligatr to be Steel type, I think it was. Because Steel technically has an advantage over Fairy types. Still does have an advantage over Fairy types, I think. Still does have an advantage over Fairy types, and is weak against Fighting types, which I would not be surprised if Emboar kept the Fighting type. If they are just Megas, then Emboar remaining Firefighting would make sense. Meganium could become Grass Fairy, and if Feraligatr became part Steel type, that would keep with the type advantage disadvantage. Sort of rock paper scissors system they usually keep. So I could quite easily see that being the case, but could they have hinted at this already? I'm not sure. So if they could quite easily have been doing it in Terra Raids and not even realise so. Kind of curious as to how that works, but we'll go over that. That is a thought I want to check into, what other Terra types they've already used on odd Pokemon to get them. So to be honest, Ghost could even be like a new fossil Pokemon. Rock Ghost, I mean. So it might not be specifically Tyranitar related, it just might be using Tyranitar as a example for the rock type. But yeah, it could be interesting. Come on, one more shiny. Yeah, I don't know how much I'll actually be talking about that next week, so probably have a lot more to talk about to do with the Switch 2. So I'll probably watch it quickly on Wednesday and then sort of go into it in more detail. Probably place all my orders straight away. I want that, I want that, I want that. I should be able to stream the Switch 2 in the same way as I stream the Switch. There's just an HDMI adapter. But or an HDMI capture card. Fairly budget-friendly version I've got that does the trick. That's right. So I do have a slight disadvantage when playing on stream because I've got a slight audio delay. So, because the stream that comes through, because I have the headphones on, I can't actually listen to the game through the TV. I have to, and my mic's on my headphones, so I need to have the headphones on. Otherwise my sound is not great. So I have to have the headphones on to use the mic, but the sound that I get through has a slight delay because the capture card has a slight delay on it. So reflexes, probably not perfect. So certain games, if I've got audio cues to respond to, may be a bit tricky. But hopefully that shouldn't be an issue. But So I'll definitely be playing some Switch 2 games when they come out. Probably doing it on stream, assuming I'm not working, which it's seeming less likely at the moment because the architecture industry is still a mess. The whole housing industry in the UK is a mess at the moment. And other jobs are just, they either need someone with experience in that specific role, which I'm not. That is an issue down there. So I have experience in one industry and that's it. And anyone who's wanting experience in something else, I don't have the experience. And no one's looking for experience in my industry at the moment because the industry's in a mess. It's just there's not enough being designed at the moment because everything's too expensive. So other jobs I'm just not well suited for, basically. So rock and hard place. But anyway, so probably still going to be streaming when the Switch 2 comes out at this rate, so I'll get that and play that. So Mario Kart, at least I'll probably be playing on stream, and probably be looking for people to play with, so see if anyone wants to add me, that would be fine. Invite me to a race, that'd be good. If viewers want to, I might do, if I get a group of viewers, so I don't really get many viewers at the moment, but if we end up with a group of viewers that want to race, then that would be good. And do some races with them. So I'm at the time, so I'll obviously be playing any other games I want to play on the Switch 2 as well. Don't know if I'll play all of them on stream. I might do some of them on stream, some off stream. Some games I will just want to crack on with and just complete. So I don't know how much I'll actually play them on stream. So I might do one session of them on stream and just to see how people respond to them. So that'll probably be out on a Friday, so I probably won't even be in when it's out. So I'll probably be going to the card shop to play Magic. So I'll probably leave it on charge for the first evening and get it booted up that night when I get back. Start playing over the weekend. So I might do a stream over the weekend that weekend. Don't know. Don't know what weekend it'll be yet. So hopefully there won't be a Pokemon Go event on that weekend, because that'd be really annoying. Or if they do, it'll only be a crap one that I don't want to do anyhow. So next weekend I've got the there's the Mega Ordino event day on Saturday. And next weekend is also the pre-release for the new Magic set. I usually do 2 pre-releases, one on the Friday, then one on either Saturday or Sunday. And I usually choose the between the Saturday and Sunday based on what Pokemon Go events are on. Because usually there's one event on the same weekend. I do pre-release on the other day, which is exhausting doing that much over one weekend, because the Friday night I probably won't be home till like 2 o'clock in the morning, because it tends to run rather late. But this time they actually have 2 Pokemon Go events on, one on the Saturday, one on the Sunday. So I actually had to wait until I knew what those 2 events were before I could choose which one to do and which Magic event to do. So Saturday event is the Ordino Day, which I really want to do, because just to get Mega NG for Ordino. And free raid passes, so it's worth doing either way. But don't know if I'll be able to do it by myself yet. I have 2 accounts, so I can do most Megas by myself. Up to can do most Megas by myself, but don't know about Ordino because it's quite tanky, I believe. Type-wise, it's just you use steel types. It's a fairy, you use steel types. Or poison types, but it's mostly steel types. Fortunately, there's no sort of good steel types to use against it. Steel type Megas to use against it. Because they haven't added Mega Metagross yet. But, I've got plenty of Metagross. I've got I've forgotten his name all of a sudden. Nihilego. Nihilego? I'm being nagged to come down for dinner, and they said half an hour. About 20 minutes ago, so. I'll just finish this sandwich off, which I was hoping to get one more shiny from, in order to meet my personal best, but it's looking less likely. But anyway. Yeah, so I've got plenty to do. So I just need to know the stats so I know if I can actually feasibly do it by myself or not. But chances are I have to come into town and go into town. I'll come down, in order to find a group to do it with, which is a bit of a pain because it's potluck. So when you do get a group of people doing it, they just speed through it at a mile a minute, and you can't catch your breath between raids. And when I'm doing it on 2 accounts, it's trying to catch it on both, and they're already off doing the next raid. It's like, slow down. You are not thinking about others, you're just being selfish by racing through them like this. It's like, why are you trying to get them done that quickly? You're only actually using the free raid passes yourselves. You've got plenty of time to do it, and it's just a pain. They got halfway round and they've either lost people along the way, or people have just stopped because they've run out of passes. It's not a fun way of doing the event if you're just racing around like that. In some of the old events, when you were trying to get shinies, you just keep going until you got a shiny, and that was more fun. This, you don't need the shinies. Most people have got a shiny Ordino already. So you don't need the shiny, you just need the Mega Energy, and you'll get the Mega Energy from like 3 raids. So you're just using up the free raid passes. So why race around to do as many as possible when you don't actually need to do as many as possible? It's just stupid. But anyway, I'll be doing that on Saturday. So once I know what the stats are, I'll work it out more specifically, whether or not I can do it by myself. So if I can do it by myself reliably, I will stay at home, or just locally. If not, I'll have to go into town. Then on the Sunday, hey, shiny at the last minute. Perfect. And I've matched my personal best. 10 shinies on the string. So this method definitely works. Anyway, then Sunday is the hatch day for Tyrogue, and I already have loads of Tyrogue shiny. I do not need it. It just seems like a really odd one to pick. I was not expecting it to be Tyrogue, but as I already have it, I am probably not going to bother doing it. Or I'll do it just in passing, but I'll be going into town to do the pre-release on the Sunday instead. So I'm going to have a busy weekend with that. I'm going to need to sort out some magic cards before then, because I need to make room in my folders. Have a good sort out there. But yeah, so gonna have a bit of a busy weekend, so I'll be a bit tired on Monday probably. So I get a really early night, which no, I mean I probably won't. So I'll probably stay up to try and set up another outbreak on this. Unless I get a 3-segment now, because if I get a 3-segment now, that's me done with this hunt, and I'll probably just do a... Like, what I did get last week, I did get 3 packs of Journey Together. So, when I was at the local game shop, 3 packs for a tenner, which is pretty good value. 1 minute 20. Right. So, really good value, so I picked up a few packs, but I haven't opened them yet. So I'm thinking I open them during stream and use those to pick my shiny hunts. Just a bit of fun. I might need to stock up on Herb Mystica. I'm getting a bit low on salty Herb Mystica. But that shouldn't be a problem. So I'll just have to try and remember to do that. That was my alarm going off, telling me the sandwich is about to end. Let's see, just get 1 more, 22 seconds left, 40 seconds left. Speed up, try and stay close-ish to the tree. Don't want to look at dealings. Just get close enough to scare them off. I don't know why I always gravitate towards going clockwise. I do it when I'm hatching eggs as well. I always go clockwise. I really should mix it up and go anti-clockwise from time to time, because I'm probably wearing out the control stick in one direction more than the other. Yeah. Anyway, I'll be back on Xenoblade Chronicles next week. Not next week. Probably next week. But this Wednesday, after the Switch 2 stream, Switch 2 reveal, announcement, whatever it is, presentation, that, the event for the Switch 2. I'll be back for that. I'll be back on after that. So I don't know how much I'll really be saying about it during that stream, as I tend to focus on the game when I'm playing games like that. I didn't touch that stupid hitbox. Right, sandwich is almost done. It is done. A quick cheeky pass, just to see if anything else pops up last minute. Any more shinies gonna show up last minute, just to break my record, personal best. And I've got other Pokemon spawning. Now, well, got a few to quickly evolve, so... Oh, 2 to quickly evolve, whatever. Move the Lechonk out, so I've got 3 Lechonks today, annoyingly. 2 males and a female. And that was from before stream. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So that's 10 in total. 10 shinies in total today, which is pretty good. But now to quickly evolve these last 2, just to check. Don't want ancient power. Don't want drill run. Don't want yawn. Do want hyper drill. Screech. Text downstairs. I don't want this finishing off. This evolves. And nope. Yeah, so I'll be streaming Xenoblade on Wednesday. Going to be quite busy over this next week because of events on at the weekend. I'll be back on... Looks like this hunt will be on again on Monday. If not, I'll do the booster pack hunt. So I might do the booster pack hunt next Monday if I do get the shiny now, which is going to be a long shot, but whatever. But I'll also be talking about all the new Switch 2 news that we get. That is 3 segment! That is 3 segment! There we go! Finish the stream with the 3 segment! That's it done! Shiny hunt over. That is perfect, the last one of the stream. There we go. Well, I'll be on the pack hunt next week and discussing discussing Switch 2 news and working out what to do going forward. So there we go. That is a shiny... That doesn't actually show... There. Where's it? That's a shiny 3-segment Dunsparce. And it's done. 9 streams. And I finally got it. That is fantastic. The last one on the stream. That is fantastic. Look at him. There he is. 3 segments. Ooh. I'll probably try and get a screenshot like this at some point. I got it. There we go. That's a brilliant way to end. The last one on the stream. Well, thanks for watching. I'll be back on Wednesday with Xenoblade Chronicles 2. I'll be back next Monday to do a booster pack shiny hunt, as it turns out, as I've now finished this one. So that's brilliant. You can check out all my VODs on YouTube. I'll be uploading this later today. I may do an edit of this shiny hunt at some point, but yeah, that's the stream done. So thanks for watching, and I will see you around.